What can I talk about now? What do you want me to discuss? What shall we discuss? Shall we discuss matters of urgency and importance, or should we discuss frivolousness, frivolities, and such? Shall we discuss the meaning of life? No, I'm gonna discuss all that. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about the ways we are. I mean, we're different ways. People are different. People want different things. People have different values. You know, we learn from our families, and we learn from just living, ways to be, better ways to be. I think we all try to be happy. We want people around us to be happy for the most part. I think most of us do. And certain things, but most people, though in America, ignore each other anyway. So there isn't really any kind of communication anyway. So it's like, how do we deal with each other? Well, we ignore them. That's America. That's what people think. Other people want to be left alone, and they think you want to be left alone. So that was kind of what happens, and people become very shy toward each other because they're not used to speaking to each other. So there's this kind of thing every day where people just get so used to ignoring each other, and that becomes it. Just people are used to speaking to each other, just used to ignoring each other, and then the more you ignore each other, the less you get to know them, the more you start to fear them. And you get this whole kind of feeling in the air of just strangers everywhere, and it becomes a whole world of strangers, and because people just want to talk to people they know and ignore everybody else. And so we share the same air, we drink the same water, yet we just don't want to speak to each other for some reason. And it's probably for that reason people feel other people want to be left alone, and they want to be left alone. But if people find that once they open up and talk to people, it's actually more enjoyable than being left alone, or leaving them alone. Communication and being around people actually makes us very happy. We need that. You'll see people. A lot of people want to ignore other people, become hermits because people are mean, and I understand that. I totally get that, and I feel that too. But it's like when you meet a nice person and you talk to them, and it's so healthy, and makes you feel good, and it's good. It's good for the brain, and and it's a stress reliever. So it's actually better for us to talk to people, and we find out that we have a lot in common, but people have to realize that they have to do that. But American society, I'm not saying it's everywhere, maybe it's more in the north, it's become, no one speaks to each other. It's just a bunch of people just kind of passing each other like ships in the night, and when they almost like walking right to each other, they'll be like, excuse me, like, kind of like, oh, that's what happens when you're around people. Oh, we almost knocked into each other. Oh, wow. Oh my God, we almost fought a big catastrophe there, apparently. That's, it's like making such a big deal. Just those little bitty things, that's, or something like that. But yeah, it's, because we're not used to being around people, talking, or we're used to being around people. It seems like people like being around other people. They like going out to eat and walking around and staring at people and watching them and everything. People like to be around other people, but they want, they do that. They do everything with, regarding that, except for speaking to people. That's the only thing. It seems like speaking is the hardest thing for people, apparently. It's like people will smile at each other when they pass, but they won't say anything. They won't, it's like they're so scared of that. I don't get that. And maybe because, I don't know. you know, they'll give you a smile, but they won't like say hello, how you doing. And when they say hello, how you doing, it's not like they're actually asking you how you doing. It's just like hello, how you doing. It's just like saying hello, and that's it. Not really how you doing. It's like you can't really answer that, because if you answer that, then and then you ask them how are you doing, then they won't answer you back. It's like, you know, it's yes. So maybe they do it out of, you know, out of nervousness, like, you know, they don't know what to say. They don't like the dead air, so they just say, "How you doing?" Just sort of, kind of reflex, not really thinking or really caring how you're doing. You know, maybe that sounds a little bit strong, but it's the truth. You know, maybe they do care, but not really. I mean, I think people are really more into self-preservation, and you know, people are of course into preservation of their own family, because you know, there's always that. I mean, even animals are like that. They seem to, you know, want to protect the things that feed them and nurture them. You know, maybe for survival, because they need that in the future. You know, people need to have people that they are used to be in their life, because they need that. They don't want to be alone. They don't want to be lonely. Maybe that's why they do it. Or, you know, they need a kind of support system. So maybe, you know, it's like, who knows, different things for different people. You know,